What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you the type of food that you need to be eating. So the type of food you guys need to be eating is living food. This may sound really redundant, but life eats life, and the only way we can survive and have vital life energy through us is through eating things that are alive. Plants, animals, mushrooms are living things. The way people get sick and the way we've gotten sick over the ages has been through eating things that are not alive, things that are in boxes, cereal, chips. What else is not living food? Candy is not alive. Apparently McDonald's is not living food because it does not rot.
That hamburger is 20 years old.
Yeah.
What's your reaction to seeing it like this?
Scary. It's a real conundrum.
It's just crazy. I mean, it looks like you could just heat this up in the microwave and just eat it. I mean, you probably die.
Things that are alive are able to rot as well. So the reason why things that don't rot are not living food is because if it can't die, it wasn't alive to begin with. The reason why we want to eat living foods is because if we eat foods that are dead for us, we will slowly start to lose the energy that we already have inside us to process that food and expel it out. If we bring in food that's living for us, we start to vitalize ourselves and feel good and bring in more life into us. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring more life, more energy inside our bodies instead of taking it out and using it for waste. So what's pretty interesting that I found out was I thought that every single food that was living had the most life and was most nourishing for myself. And a good little experiment that I ended up doing on accident was I'm growing a garden in the backyard and I wanted to grow some sweet potatoes. So I looked up how to grow sweet potatoes and they sent me to this basically to put some toothpicks in them, submerge them halfway in water, and pretty soon they'll start growing and growing and growing and growing leaves. So I did what they said, and what ended up happening was that one of these sweet potatoes had more life than the other. And as if you could tell, this one right here has so much. I put these in the exact same date, and these have so much more life in them. Like, look at that. Just a bunch of roots, growing more roots. Whereas these ones, sadly, just don't have any roots, or not growing, or not expanding, and boom. So this was a good little experiment for me that showed that not even all living food has life in them, which is kind of sad. But what happens when we grow food in our current environment with the amount of degeneration? If you haven't seen my last video on the regenerative movement and how we're trying to regenerate the soil, go check that out. But this is what happens when food doesn't have that energy and it comes from places that has lacking nutrients in its soil. Whereas food that has amazing soil, it grows amazing more living fruits and vegetables, and animals. So you have to also be very cautious of the living food you bring in. So we're talking the worst of the worst is things that are not living in boxes, sometimes in cans, in bags like cereal, things, McDonald's, things that don't rot or things that take a long time to rot. Are not the most living. Usually things that have the most life are the things that can rot rather quickly, like a banana or something. And this is a clear example that not even all living foods are the same. So another cool way to show or how to keep foods alive is by placing them in water. So these are my asparagus sticks here, and I place them in water to support them and so they can still stay alive for as long as they can, because food, once it gets torn off the soil and off the vines and off the actual plant itself, at that moment in time, it starts to die. So we need to make sure we're bringing in the most freshest food into our bodies to bring in the most aliveness. If you don't want to feel alive, that's not my prerogative. If who doesn't want to feel alive? If you like junk food and all that, that's cool, that's good for you. But if you want to bring more life energy into yourself and have more energy and feel good, you need to bring in foods and keep foods fresh. Bring in foods and keep foods fresh. So that's my little spiel for today of my little experiment of what ended up happening with the sweet potatoes. And it was a good lesson that not all food that is living has that much life. So go experiment with the foods that you have in your refrigerator, and also see how you guys could keep some of your plants, yeah, they're basically plants. How to keep some of your vegetables to last longer in the fridge and keep yourself vital and healthy, because if you don't keep yourself vital and healthy, you will die. So I'm saving your life. Congratulations. All right, guys, I'll catch you on another video tomorrow. Peace out.